And we're live. Hello, it's Bill, the knee pain guru. Today is Thursday, June 15th, 2021. Today we're going to talk about, let's see what we got here. 2 knee operations 35 years ago and still unable to kneel, which can be a challenge. I got an email. Let's see. Let me find it here. This came in through the Knee Pain Guru website. And this was from Janice. 2 knee operations on the left knee 35 years ago. Since then, have been unable to kneel, and the muscles at the back of the knee are tight and apparently have shortened. That is a long time not to be able to kneel. I realize this isn't an uncommon story, but mine is a little different. Let me share with you something. Everyone with knee pain, their story is just a little different. In fact, I got breast cancer just over 2 years ago. Sorry about that. And since then, I've had fluid drained from my knee and was told by the doctors that due to the cancer, my situation has gotten worse. And this is what we're going to talk about, how it ties together directly with lymphatic drainage in the body, the cancer piece, the kneeling thing. This also ties in with Baker's cysts when there's swelling in the knee. So we're going to address that. Fluid drained from my knee, was told by the doctors that due to the cancer, my situation it has gotten worse. Then COVID hit, and I, like many others, had to work from home. So therefore, I wasn't walking or getting enough exercise. And then as if you would turn on a light switch. Now, sadly, I can't walk up or downstairs. The affected knee has become locked and has half the range of movement of the other leg. So for me to try and walk up the stairs, I go right foot on one stair and then left foot on the same stair. I've been to physio for over 10 months with very little change. I've been exercising 4 to 5 times per week, and although my legs have become stronger, nothing much has helped. I'm really hoping you will be able to give me some insight as to what to do next. Regards, Janice from New Zealand. Okay, so Janice is having knee surgery 35 years ago, not able to kneel. The range of motion in the knees isn't working. Physio for 10 months. I mean, it's a common story. Like, it's a common story because the physio and what's being addressed by the conventional medical model that needed to be addressed in the knee has already been addressed. Now, when we get on the other side of the surgery, the physical therapy, the drugs, the shots, and nothing is working, then they hit a brick wall in terms of the progress or what to do or where to go or how to have any sort of solution. And from the conventional medical model, they double down on it. They keep going to physiotherapy. The doctors will propose more surgeries. And this is where you, the person listening to this video, needs to take ownership of what's going on in your knee, because the docs and the PTs are not going to have the answer. They have the answer if something is broken or torn in the knee. I'm not poo-pooing doctors. I'm just saying they need to know their role. They need to understand that after you get to a certain point, and this is where you come in, because just because a doctor tells you that, just because a physical therapist tells you that, doesn't mean that is the be-all, end-all gospel of what needs to happen with your knee. This is something you, the person watching this, needs to own, and that you ultimately make the decisions for what's going on with your knee, with your body. This got to make sense. If this makes sense, give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for future videos. My point being is, no matter how much Janice goes to physiotherapy, no matter how long how much she tries to strengthen her legs, she'll never get there. She'll never get to that place where she has no pain in the knee, full range of motion anymore, not strengthening the legs. And that's the definition of insanity. 35 years of doing the same thing after 2 knee operations, and it's not changing. It's not gonna change. You have to have a different approach, a radically different approach. And that's what we'll talk about today. And the concept is you have to begin to change the neurology in the knee by switching the neurological signaling of what's going on in the knee, the leg, the body. When there's a trauma, an accident, an injury, a surgery, something going on in the body that causes the body to tense up to protect itself, it limits the range of motion. Just like a car jamming on the brakes limits the car's ability to move. Same thing happens with the body when it experiences something that hurts, that's painful, stressful. So the neurology of the body from the knee surgery, an injury that led to the knee surgery, tension and stress from job, from cancer, from COVID, from whatever it is, our body has to process that information somehow, and it begins to restrict the range of motion in the knee joint, or any joint of the body for that matter. My point being is, over time, this restricts how the body is able to move. So when you begin getting the pressure off of the nerves that are the width of an eyelash, they're tiny in the knee, by working with the intrinsic movement of the joint, you have 2 different motions in the joint. You have the gross motor movement. Gross motor movement is the knee extends, the knee bends. The knee extends, the knee bends. That's gross motor movement. Intrinsic movement is slightly twisting, slightly side to side, slightly forward and back, apart and together, tilting. That is intrinsic movement in the joint. That is the difference between squatting 300, 400 pounds, the gross motor movement of the knee joint, and getting up smoothly from the floor, getting out of a car with ease, turning over and moving out of bed. Completely different motions, because one is gross motor movement, one is intrinsic movement. That intrinsic movement is where the pain lies many times. Or I would be more accurate to say, your key to getting your knee out of pain and having full range of motion in the joint, full range of gross motor movement in the joint, full range of comfortable gross motor movement in the joint, lies in working with the intrinsic movement of the joint. Those tiny little movements to change the signaling, to change the neurology. So now you don't fear to move that way. You have confidence that you know how to get your knee out of pain. This is making sense. Give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel. We had a barn burner yesterday. We lasted an hour. It was a long, there was tons of questions. The questions were great, which, by the way, if you have questions, please type those in the comments section. I'll be happy to answer those. We have some people here on Facebook and YouTube today. But if you do have questions, please type those in. If you are watching the replay of this, because these go immediately to Facebook and YouTube. And so I read the questions and I use them as topics for future videos. I use them like I did with Janice. So if you're going, okay, this sounds cool, what do I do next? You can go down below this video in the description box. I have a website, thekneepainguru.com. Got tons of information on there, videos and stuff. I've been doing this for 13 years. But you get on my newsletter list. We'll be able to, I'll send you emails each day. And this is to help shift your mindset, because it's a big thing. Like, getting you out of pain is actually pretty easy. We just got to get your mindset in the right place, that to look in the direction of where the pain isn't, and to understand how your neurology works in a way that you get in alignment with the neurology, so you can use it. Neurology meaning like the reflexes. Your doctor taps your knee with a hammer, your knee jumps. Those are the same reflexes we're getting in alignment with. So the reflexes do the heavy lifting for your knee. The reflexes do the work, and you just set up the conditions that'll support your body's ability to heal your knee, and then you get out of the way. And what am I saying? Get out of the way, which is avoid self-sabotage. Self-sabotage looks like, oh, I think I'll test the knee today. My knee feels pretty good. I'm going to head to the gym. And then you put your knee back into pain that you just got out of. So we need to set up those conditions so your body just does what it does, which is heal. That's what it wants to do. And if it's not healing, there's something in the way that you're doing that is preventing it from doing so. No judgment. That's just how it is. That's how the body works. And we just need to bring that to an awareness to stop doing those things. Stop doing those things that are preventing your knee to heal. So, let's see. So you can go to the website to get on the newsletter list. You can schedule a time for a consultation. There's the website address there. And that is, this is not for like to get you out of pain. This is to develop a strategy to point you in the right direction to get you out of pain, because everybody's in a different situation. Some people are dealing with doctors and physical therapists, and sometimes those doctors and physical therapists are necessary to help get you out of pain. But the pain makes it difficult to determine what is the best strategy. So we can bring all that up on the table and then sort out what is the direction you need to go to get out of pain. And then that is, if you want help, I have my group coaching program. It's called Knee Club. We meet twice a week on a Zoom call. There's a private Facebook group. You get access to all the videos that I've created to help get you out of pain. You tell me what's going on with your knee, and I'm going to say, okay, where does your knee hurt? When does your knee hurt? How does your knee hurt? Is it the left knee or the right knee? What else is going on? Like in the hips and lower back, ankles, feet, hamstrings, quads, shins, calves. So we need to look at those elements of what's going on in your body as well, and then learn to work with the intrinsic movements in those areas, so we can teach your neurology how to be comfortable again, set up the conditions so your body can heal. Water, nutrition, breathing, mindset, supplementation, stretching, mobility, exercise. There's a lot that goes into it, as well as, your mind, your emotions as well. They play a huge role in terms of how your knee feels. Because guess what? Knee pain is an emotion. Ha. Okay, what we got here? Let's see. Hi, Bill. He's a well-known name in height increase in America. He is also a YouTuber. Yes, I am. Thank you. Okay, I think Kaixares, he signed up for Knee Club yesterday, and we had a little bit of a mishap. My bad. I sent him the wrong link for the wrong Zoom room. That ultimately, we're getting it worked out. So, I wanted to let you know, as far as though I replied to your emails yesterday, or your posts, or this morning, I believe, early, and you could do all of those pain pattern interrupts in a chair. So you can absolutely do those. Let's see what else here. He knows I had a femur lengthening surgery, and he told me about my knee flexion problem. I think it could be the muscles that are tight and they're pulling on the knee, and it feels like it's the knee. Okay, so we'll dig into that. Module 42, the skin twist. I want to add to what I said in the call yesterday. Let's see. So the popliteus or pen answers connection junction could be affected. Okay, work with 42, the skin twist, in the interim and between now and Thursday's call. So the knee club calls are Mondays at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And where we dig in. So I would say what Kayaksaris tells me where he's either experiencing the pain or he's feeling restriction. And we go to specific videos that are going to address based on what he's experiencing today or what you're experiencing in your knee today. And then we begin to change the neurology by working with that intrinsic movement that we had talked about. Now, with what he had said today, and it makes sense, and for some reason it didn't click in my head, the muscles are tight. He had a femur lengthening surgery. So that's where they, I need to go into more details on exactly what it is, but basically there's a breaking or a severing of the bone in the femur, and then they space it apart, and then what happens is the bone grows together. And it fills in that space. There's a technique that the docs use to help reconnect the femur. And during that time, you're stretching out the length of the legs, or length of the femur bones, and it's stretching the muscles and the tendons and all of that that's in that area, which can make the muscles very tight. Now, I get that, but based on what he's sharing today, it makes total sense for him to do a different pain pattern interrupt that I shared on the call with him yesterday. So we're going to get it figured out, but that's part of the process. Everyone's situation is different. Everyone's pain is different in different locations. And what we're doing is we're just zeroing in on exactly what's going on in the knee, in the legs, in the hips, in the lower back, in the ankles, the feet, all of those different areas. And then we zero in on how we can change the neurology in that specific area that you're having the discomfort in, or the pain, or the restriction, or the tightness, or the achiness, whatever that is. So that's how we work. That's how Knee Club works. And we meet twice a week, private Facebook group, type in your questions, all that kind of stuff, and then we go from there. So, okay, I'm going to scoot today. I didn't want to make it a real long one. We're at almost 20 minutes at this point, but you are welcome to head on over to the Knee Club link, the kneepainguru.com website. All that information is in the description box below. We are in the process of converting all of this stuff over to Spanish. Have someone working with us. You're welcome. We're converting everything over to, we're also going to be offering Knee Club in Spanish, and you will begin to see subtitles on some of these videos in Spanish. So that is something that we're testing out to see how that's going to work. That's kind of exciting for me. I have a friend from Colombia who is assisting with that process. So that's kind of cool and exciting for all of us here at the Knee Pain Guru. So I'm going to scoot. So this is Bill Paravano, the Knee Pain Guru. Thanking you so much for being here. Going to sign off for today. Have a wonderful day. I will see you on the next one.